Hi, welcome along once again. Wanted to share with you as normal something that I think is pretty special and interesting. This is Josh Brookes' bike from BSB in 2021. Obviously, Josh won the championship in 2020 and this was his bike from the following year, hence why it's got the number 1 on. And so it's one of the almost sort of up-to-date spec V4RS. You know, as I've talked about before a lot on this channel, Ducati every year builds some bikes which are known as RS, and so they're sort of customer race bikes. So you go to Ducati, you hand over an awful lot of money, in return they give you basically a World Superbike spec machine. It's not a converted road bike, it's actually built by Ducati for racing up to sort of superbike spec, and Ducati are the only people that really do that. Most of the Japanese manufacturers and other people, you have to buy a standard machine, throw most of it in the bin and fit all the race parts. Ducati will sell you a bike that's ready to go racing. Now, of course, in BSB, the electronics are different. So this has got the Motec system on it without the traction control, which, as I've said before, I find a bit odd to send people out on 240 brake horsepower bikes with no traction when they come with it standard. I understand BSB are trying to make sort of closer, better, more exciting racing, but you know, traction is now pretty much standard on everything, and I'm not sure it changes the racing a lot, but that's another thing. Obviously, this bike, different from the Scott Redding bike we looked at before. This has got the Akropovich exhaust under the seat there, which I think is a much better looking system than the Termignoni that we had on Scott's bike, with the long pipes on and stuff. And so I think also for me, the livery wise, I was never a big fan of the B-Wiser, and I think this looks an absolutely stunning machine. And you know, it's a great colour scheme and a very, very good looking bike, especially with the exhaust and with the colours and with all the bits and bobs. It's a pretty bike, and it's lovely to see up close the sort of differences between this and a road going machine. Obviously, all the sort of usual stuff you get on a race bike. It's got the sort of slightly longer, different swinging arm. It's got wider forks. It's got different forks. The fork bottoms themselves are just exquisite the way they're machined. And as normal, I'll sort of get the camera and come closer and show you around the bike a little bit. But I just basically wanted to share it as a whole. I think it's a lovely machine. We're very privileged to have it in here for sale. And I always like to try and give you guys a sort of a close-up of the more interesting stuff that we have. And so there we go. I'll do some close-up shots and see what you think.